Good morning, good morning, good morning. Buenos dias, mi gente. Yo. Welcome to Daily Discipline number 414. My name's Rob. Happy that you're here. Honored and humbled that you keep coming back, like for reals. Hey, it's hump day. Hump day. No kids here, Aunt Barb, so I can be as loud as I want. But it is a work day and it's time to go, so let's do this. First things first, I'm still the realist. You know what else I am? Vibrating. Yeah, that's my reminder that most of our human communication, also with other mammals, is nonverbal, meaning that it's not the words, it's the entire package. And that's also why videos are so much, they're a better way of communication than emails and stuff like that. People can see, they can hear the tonality, they understand the point you're getting at. And the reason I bring this up today is old Jackaroo had another great day at PTI, and part of the reason Jack's there is that he was nonverbal for a while, and I think he retreated in his mind, and regressed. But nonetheless, Jack immediately knew that the people there were comforting, and he knew that they were good people, and he knew that it's hard to explain, right? For a kid that you can't understand what he's saying most of the time, to be in that situation and for a couple of days, it working out. Just very, very pleased. Again, remember, most of our communication nonverbal, doesn't matter the words. That's why like when we're talking to somebody, like your bullshit detector just like it doesn't matter the words that are coming out of somebody's, right? Like when you're overwhelmed, like that's bullshit. Guess what? Probably some bullshit. All right. My thank yous go out to Megatron. So Megatron called me last night. Megatron lives here in Bartlesville, very active in the local sports scene. Called me up last night and says, "Hey, I forgot to call you earlier. Sorry. I reserved a seat for you at the basketball banquet, the Bruins basketball banquet." So thank you, Megatron. I appreciate it. Right, it's a great opportunity for me to network. All right, and here's the thought of the day: everything changes always, right? Everything changes always. The change may be glacial, meaning that it'll just take forever, but doesn't mean that it's not changing, right? Other things change a lot quicker than we think they're going to, and sometimes things come back to us. So here's a couple examples. Ron Rivera. All right, so for the Bears fans out there, Ron Rivera has to be revered as one of the greatest Bears of all time, right? Because he played on the 86 Bears, was a contributor for a long time. And then, he's going to go to the Hall of Fame, right? His entire career. He's going to, he was fired from his job yesterday, very unceremoniously, very, right in the middle of the season. It's just shitty when teams do that. And so the point of this is that, Ron Rivera, it took him forever to get a job. It really did, right? And then once he got a job, did a great job. And he's done very, very well for himself. And then I don't know, man. There is the way that was handled. And so you go from a couple years ago, he had his team in the Super Bowl. I believe I don't know if they were favored to win. He had the MVP at quarterback. But nonetheless, went from that to out of a job in less than 5 years. That's quick. That's real quick. Everything changes, always. Not always for the worst either. So I present Carmelo Anthony, right, over in the NBA. Carmelo, Hall of Famer, is bad rap, right? A lot of administrators, coaches, executives, i.e. white guys, are like, oh, that Carmelo, he's a little hard to deal with. His teammates love him, right? And the other guys in the league do. And so there was a lot of people said, look, it's just a matter of time until somebody gets hurt and the right opportunity opens up for Melo, and he's going to kill it. And sure, he did, right? Portland Trailblazers called him up a couple weeks ago. A lot of people talked a lot of nonsense about Carmelo going out there, and he won the Western Conference Player of the Week last week. So good for him, right? Good for him for never giving up, right? Like I saw an interview last night. He's like, I was ready to retire, right? And I was just on the verge of just saying, no, I'm not doing this anymore. I can't take the not knowing. And then the Blazers called. So right before dawn, it's darkest, always right before the dawn. And again, everything changes always. One dude got hurt. They looked around like, let's call Melo, right? Next thing you know, he's Western Conference Player. Now, look, it could turn around and he's out of the league in 30 days. again, remember, everything changes always. It's December, so we can't talk about November rain anymore. Last one, college football rankings, right? College football playoffs. So OU, I live in Oklahoma, right? And OU all season long, like for OU, they're one of those programs that it's either college football playoff contending for the title or it's a bust, right? And so that's what they went into the season with. We're rolling. Lost a really bad game to Kansas State. And so a lot of people, myself included, thought several times from that moment until now that they were done, including at halftime against Baylor when they came back from, I think they were down 28-3. Anyway, whatever it was substantial when they came back and won. The point is this, that OU just kept doing their job, wasn't always pretty, working hard, got there, and they're now sitting at 5, which the top 4 teams go in, and the team just in front of them is Utah, who plays the number 13 team in their conference championship Friday night before OU plays Baylor, who's ranked 6th, Saturday night. What's the point? Is if OU does their job, they're favored to win. If they're playing on a neutral site, if they beat Baylor convincingly, most people think that they're going to leapfrog Utah and get what. Everything changes always. As soon as Alabama went down with that last second, everything looked better for OU. So just in words of encouragement for all of us, everything changes always. And we need to be aware of that, good and bad, right? Just because we're humming along, be like, you can't take your foot off the gas, but like, we got this. By the time you do that, you're going to be in the wall. Trust me, been there too. With that, I'm done for the day. Hands up, peace out, we're better together. Appreciate you stopping by. Have a great hump day today, right? Go ahead and get something done. Go get yours. And we'll be back tomorrow on a Thirsty Thursday. Deuces.